out for the drills. That's anywhere, that's anytime, you can still get pills. I'm aiming for wigs, so I'm aiming to kill. Set up in the men's, don't give a fuck, you can still get drilled. All I wanna do is crush that porn. My niggas them told me make peace before you go to war. I said fuck that, I wanna drill now and then drill some more. Smoke my man in the face, yeah that point got scored. Couldn't give a toss about law. Niggas no CP. More time if it was done by the 7, it was done by me. I ride for my G's, put my heart on the streets. So if you see me, that's not my teeth. So chat tough and I'm spinning round. Ask the ops how that spin the sounds. When I spin the bangs, try and know that's a nigga down. And where I'm from, we always know to keep things around. All the risks that the team be taking. That's why my nigga Nero's money.
Wow. Goddamn wow. What can I say about that? ABN, salute, bro. DM, salute. Michael Johnson, salute. If you want a link, Mike, you're more than welcome. Let me know. Wow, where do we start with that? I didn't even see that coming. 180. Yeah, that was a man. Yeah, salute Michael 202 BBG. Michael, I'm gonna send you a link now, bro. Jesus Christ, where did that come from? I didn't even see the knockout. I went to the bathroom. I came back. Next thing I know, Dylan White's on the floor. So I said to my son, "Did you see the knockout?" And he said, "No, he was getting a drink." So I had to wait to see the replay. What a peach of an uppercut. Absolute peach of an uppercut. Shadow 9, salute to you. Michael just sent you the link. Povetkin can bang. Yeah, for right. DMs, yeah, for real. I've got to, first of all and foremost, I've got to, hope Dylan White's all right. I know we all talk about, you know, some people don't like him and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, these are fighters who entertain us. No more white talk. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Salute to you, Queen Flower. I just absolutely couldn't believe it because, to me personally, I thought Dylan White started very slow. Normally, he's quite aggressive. Canvas bed, salute to you, brother. He's quite aggressive. He seemed to just like, he was very lethargic, just wanted to like, as if he wanted to take it towards round 7, 8, and then he would put the pressure on. He seemed like he was very, very slow. And I just can't believe it. He was in my eyes, he was in control in the fight. He put Povetkin down with, yeah, salute to you. Salute Black Star. What's up, Mike? You there? Yeah, oh, Mike's dropped off again. Povetkin, man, what a peach of an uppercut that was. What an absolute peach. No, I've never seen Povetkin do that. Never. I've seen him knock people out. Normally, Povetkin dips down behind the jab and then comes up with a left hook. I've never seen Povetkin dip down and come up with an uppercut. The way it's not even the way how he did it. It's the way, man. That was some fucking hell. That was some knockout. That he absolutely flatlined Dillian White. Good, Mike. You all right, bro?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Woo.
Jesus,
man.
I can't believe that, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, like somebody said that hope Dillian White's all right. That man ain't all right.
I hope.
That motherfucker's feeling hurt like a mug.
No, I'm just saying, first and foremost, I hope he's okay, because at the end of the day...
Yeah, he's all right. He walked out of the ring and everything like that, you know. But even if I was Dillian White, I get knocked out like that. Man, I ain't trying to do no goddamn interview. Like, what do you want to know?
I'm
You
going
want
to
to know
send
how?
Tyrone a link. Salute Kenneth Johnson.
Like, what do you want to know? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Povetkin,
Give the M's a wrench.
he threw that uppercut early in the fight. He stunned White. I forget what round it was in. He stunned him a bit. But then I don't know if you watched the end of it. Povetkin was basically telling folks how he been practicing it. You know,
Yeah.
And then when you listen to the commentary, they were kind of saying the same thing with Dillian White with those lazy jabs. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing, I was kind of concerned in the fight because it didn't seem like Alexander Povetkin didn't know how he could get up in there, and he was receiving a lot of good body shots from Dillian White. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember I told y'all about Dillian White's jab. He's using it like effective, but he's not. He needs to put more speed behind it. Because for those uppercuts, like he needs to put more speed behind it so he can land the jab and not get timed on it. Because he kind of has his arm like he just springs the jab out of there. You know what I'm saying? With his arm down. But hey, man, it was I was entertained. I was entertained by a couple of the fights tonight. The Pursuit, the fight.
Yeah, that was a good fight. That
fights before that, I was kind of entertained tonight. So, shouts out to Candyland and Edward Heard for giving out a pretty good showing.
Yeah. God damn, man. Salute Tyrone. You're right, brother.
What's going on?
If anyone wants a link, you're more than welcome. If anyone wants to jump on. I'm not going to be on long, maybe half an hour, a bit longer.
But then again, I think that was like the wrong game plan. Like, because it's kind of like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you because trying to hold out until like the 6th and 7th round, the 8th round, the later round, and we all know that Dillian White, he ain't got it in him, standing wide, to do that either. I don't think Alexander Povetkin ever had it in him.
Yeah,
but I just think that White. I think White should have just killed him with them body shots and kept up a good jab, not a lazy jab, and then tried to get him up out of there. You knocked the guy down twice. The first time was kind of like but the second time he knocked him down, I was kind of like, is Povetkin going to get back up? And then when he gets back up, I don't know what the fuck White was thinking about doing.
Yeah,
but it just seems like going into that next round, it seemed like like he got complacent. I think he did. I think he got complacent. I think he thought he got him out of there. But Povetkin, he seemed to recover from them 2 knockdowns quick.
Yeah, he did, Mike. Yeah, me personally, I think the first knockdown, I don't think that was a knockdown. Well, it was, but he swung a big punch and he got clipped as he was throwing the punch. The second knockdown, yeah, I'll give him that. But me personally, I think it was more off balance. Bruce Ghost, salute to you, bro. Just give you a wrench. Man.
Yeah.
Come on, Tyrone, let's hear what you got to say, or whoever.
I mean, he was doing pretty good up until he got caught, but I think it was, everything's hindsight in 2020. I think everybody saw that he throws like a lazy jab he did in the Chisora fight, and it was the same uppercut that put him on his ass versus Rivas. It's kind of one of those things, you see it. I mean, yeah, thank God it happened, and now I'm on to the next one sort of deal.
Man, but the thing is, so, Tyrone, excuse me, just quickly, I'm going to send you a link now, Pep.
I'm not going to lie, I had my ooh, but right after that, it was just like...
You said, though, and what you said, you two said that he would, you said he would win.
Well, I mean, I was, like, to be honest, I said, I would back White, and I was just hoping that Povetkin would win. And I think I did say, and Mike said the same thing, but I think yesterday I said that he'll catch him with like left over the lazy right hand or something like that.
Yeah,
I think I said that. Yeah.
Facts, ABN. ABN's just put.
Yeah, Go ahead, Long.
Them knockdowns were kind of off balance. Povetkin didn't look. Yeah, exactly. Same
one was a
thing.
good one.
Nah, that last knockdown that Povetkin got, that was no off balance.
That was a real deal. Yeah, that
he went. But like I basically said that, you know, I called it a 50-50.
Smash that like button.
Damn.
Got to smash this like button. Yeah, my bad, Mike. Go on, bro.
I called it a 50-50 fight, but I said that, you know, I'm gonna laugh my ass off if White loses because, you know, because when you out here, you basically spreading lies, right? You saying that Dillian White been waiting 1,000 days.
Mm-hmm.
You saying this, you saying that. White is saying this. White is saying that. People scared of him and stuff like that. We saying, yeah, it'd be nice to see the nigga get knocked out, but it's not the fight that we want to see because we don't think that he's all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a fight that's in the way of championship fights, real championship fights. But now that this dude lost, yeah, they got a rematch clause, so that they go. Edward Hearn said that on the way to the locker room that
they do.
Said make that shit happen right now. So you know, hopefully 3-4 months from now, that fight will happen. But White is gonna have to get cleared, period. So they can't even make nothing until White get medically cleared. Well, I don't think they gotta wait till he get medically cleared to make something happen, but he seems to be okay. So no arm injuries or nothing like that, you know, no broken bones, no big ass gashes. So 3-4 months from now, that fight's gonna be on and popping.
Yeah.
He's going to be suspended for. He's going to be suspended now for a couple of months now because whenever you get knocked out.
Yeah, we know that. We know you get suspended for 90 days, but you can always get that 90 days uplifted by actually.
I'm shocked, man.
You can get it uplifted, and it happens in boxing all the time. If you look at it, it's a 90-day suspension, but you also have to submit your medical paperwork, and if anything changes, or to get it lifted by your boxing commission.
Oh my God, I'm so shocked, man.
Me too.
I'm shocked. Because basically, like, the guy, you know, he been screaming 600 days, and look what happened to him. Like, I'm not even laughing. Like, you know, I mean, I thought I was gonna laugh, but like, I'm sad for the guy, man. You know what I mean?
No,
It's just my human side.
I'm not.
No, I mean,
I'm not sad for him.
Well. Oh, God,
I'm not sad for any of these guys who don't want to fight the fights. You know, whatever happens, happens. I mean, I was just telling you guys. I said I had my ooh moment with it, and I'm kind of on to the next one. I was like, you know, it's just like whatever. He probably. I would put money on White to beat him in the rematch anyway.
Yes, Reggie.
But
just let me say this quickly. Reggie, if you want to get on, you're more than welcome. Stormy, I've just sent you the link, and Blackstar, I've just sent you the link. No, well, just let me say this quickly.
Hold on. Tyrone was saying something.
Yeah, all right.
No, I finished.
No, come on, Tyrone. No, go on.
I finished with whatever I was saying.
Well, me personally, I do feel sort of sorry for him in a way, but then in a way I don't. I mean, I feel sorry in a way because at the end of the day, I don't want to see no boxer get hurt, and I think, give me 30 minutes. Yeah, no worries. All right, Reg. I mean, I don't like to see anyone get hurt in the ring, and at first, I know he got out, but that was a fucking brutal knockout, man. That was a brutal knockout. That was way worse than that David Price one. He was fucking out cold.
He was out before he landed.
Yeah, that's what
he was out before he landed. Like,
that's what I'm saying, Pat.
No, but the David Price one was funnier. David Price was like out standing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funnier.
So right, let me just get this because I'm all over the show. I'm that excited. I don't know what's going on. So does that make Povetkin number one now, or what?
Yes. Yes, but no. Let me explain. He is number one, but he's not like he's not next. So they
Yeah,
can say
Yeah,
to him
yeah.
like, you know, they can push it back for like a year or maybe 2
No,
years.
hold
You know
up,
what I
hold
mean?
up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up,
Well, but I can't stop laughing.
Povetkin is mandatory. The problem is that they have a rematch clause. So
yes.
since they have a rematch clause and they're going to execute that rematch clause, they have to take care of that rematch clause before you can get that fight with the WBC champion. Now with that said, see, a lot of people they forget that Alexander Povetkin's promoter has a lot of money. And so what's going to happen is I'm pretty sure they're going to petition to get their mandatory shot around the same time White was going to get his.
Hey, who's this punk in here? DMs. AJ's got more chance of beating Fury than Man City do winning the Champions League. DMs, get out of here. No, I'm only laughing. No. Yeah, sorry, Mike. Go on, bro.
Yeah, so basically,
Salute Black Star.
so essentially,
Hey, bro, how's everybody? Whoa, how's everybody
What's going
doing,
on?
man?
Oh,
Dillian
man.
White.
Hold up. So essentially,
Oh man,
when
I
you
love
look
every
at
bit
it
of that,
all,
my bro. Y'all, I called that earlier today. I said, man, if I want to see him get stretched, and it's going on my intro from now on. I was waiting on that.
so essentially, when you start like looking at it, the diamond, the diamond and the silver and all that shit. That doesn't mean that you're going to be the mandatory. I believe. I know the silver, but don't quote me on the diamond. So essentially, yeah, Becky should take Dillian White's spot. Did that answer your question, Becky?
No, I think they should go ahead and have that rematch.
That's what's going to happen, though. You know,
Yeah.
and so that's the reason why Edward Hearn was sitting up over there talking about how everything's going to be stretched out right now. So, you know, AJ's probably going to have to fight Usyk or that hide and seek champ or whoever. He's going to fight one of them dudes. But
how about they make the loser fight Louis Ortiz?
Oh, listen, let me tell you something, guys. Yeah, I've always said, yeah, Povetkin is better than Luis Ortiz. If Luis Ortiz fights against Povetkin, he's gonna get knocked out as well. Remember, Povetkin got one of the best left hook. Everyone's saying like, oh, Povetkin, he's shit, he's crap. I'm telling you now, yeah, Povetkin is still dangerous. If he comes in a good shape, when he fought against Michael Hunter, he wasn't in a good shape. This fight, he took it serious. He was dangerous. You
But
seen
Michael
him, he
Hunter,
went down
no.
twice. He went down twice.
Michael Hunter wasn't in good shape neither. I mean, I probably was one of the only people on there when December, whatever it was, November, saying that Michael Hunter should stomp Povetkin, and he should have if he had came in better shape. They were both not in good shape or whatever. And I do think if Michael Hunter was 100 and Povetkin was 100, then Michael Hunter would probably win again. But I mean, Povetkin is a good fighter. I mean, he caught him, but I'm not overly impressed by this guy. Now, him versus Ortiz. Ortiz can fight. Ortiz has a really good skill set, but I don't think he has much left in the gas neither. I think 10 years ago he was swept probably all these heavyweights, but I don't know about how much he has left in the tank.
Well, see, most of that is because nobody won't fight the guy. And the other thing about it is, Povetkin was looking pretty old in that ring today himself until he landed that one lucky shot and got the knockout.
Yeah.
So I mean, I see what you guys saying. Povetkin's good, man. And I did expect him to have an opportunity to do that, and I'm glad he did, man, because I've been waiting to see that happen to Dillian White, because I never really thought a lot of Dillian White anyway, you know, for a lot of reasons. But you know, with that being said, I still like to see Louis Ortiz get some opportunities to show himself out there, just like Povetkin is, you know, because both of them guys is over 40. Why not give them a shot there and see how they do?
Yeah.
You know, I win or lose, man. You know, I like to see it.
Yeah, they should do like I saw something. They said it should be a WBC geriatric belt or something like that with both those guys.
Well, you know, the WBC is trying to come up with the 225-pound weight division, so they just well come up with something like that. They can throw Tyson and Roy Jones in there with them too.
That's a good toss-up fight. I would see Ortiz. If Ortiz can take a shot, then I think he beats Povetkin. He probably knocks him out.
On a serious note now, on a serious note, Where the fuck does Dylan White go from here?
A rematch. He'll probably beat him in the rematch. He'll probably beat him in the rematch.
Have they got a rematch call set?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, Eddie Hearn just confirmed it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. I
guess we no longer have to worry about whether or not Tyson Fury is going to drop the belt to avoid Dillian White now.
No.
See, but that's the thing though. He never would. The whole thing. I mean, that's just purely speculation. That's like a thing that people always want to make some type of controversy to try to make some fight fucking big. That dude was not about to fucking drop his belt to not fight that guy after he fought fucking Tom Schwartz and this other motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He's just saying that shit just to cause some shit. So you know, it's just, like I said, like we all said, we've been saying this a long time, and we never thought that Dillian White was the goods anyways. And finally, another person got in the ring and knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? And so now you know he can't go around here saying the lie with 1,000 days and stuff like that. And then you know he can't even justify his fight. You know, you mean to tell me you won against Joseph Parker because they called an accidental headbutt a knockdown. And that's the only guy you fought since you got knocked smooth the fuck out by Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua, you go back and rewind that damn thing when they showed his face after Dillian White got knocked smooth the fuck out.
Oh yeah, Mike, I saw that.
He wanted to laugh his fucking ass off. He was fighting the shit back. Like
He couldn't believe it, Joshua couldn't.
And you got your ass knocked out on Candyland of all places.
Yeah. You know, fucking, I can't believe it, man. I still can't believe it. I can't believe it because I'll hold my hands up and admit, yeah, I had Dillian White to absolutely annihilate Povetkin.
Yeah, but he was winning. He was winning the fight.
Yeah, I know he was twice. But what I'm saying, I had, excuse me, I had Dillian White to fucking smash him within 2 or 3 rounds. And I did say to my son, he's starting very slow. Very slow. It was like as if I thought he was going to wait till round about round 7. And then, because we all know after about round 5, Povetkin starts blowing out of his arse because of his age. But fucking fair credit to Povetkin. Man, that was some peach of an uppercut, that.
Yeah, that was a sweet uppercut. That definitely was. And he caught him totally by surprise. He did not expect that at all, man.
Yeah.
That was real classic, man. And I would feel sorry for him, but he talked too much trash.
Yeah. Did you see Dillian White's face after when he was walking off? That was a proper wounded man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even. I don't know, man. I won't even take a rematch with him because if he did that to you in the first fight, what could he do to you in the second fight?
No, I would definitely go for it.
Yeah, but you know, Laws, you know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but you know, in that fight, Laws, Povetkin was looking like he was worn in that fight, and it was. I mean, it really. I mean, I don't want to devalue what he did because it was a great punch, and it did what it's supposed to do because he had good power still. But the fact is, he looked like he was gassed already, and he was just on fumes, and then he just came up with something. He said, "Man, let me just try this," and then he let it go. Man, it was
yeah, man, he'll just let me try this. I mean, it was basically that.
That's true.
Did you see his promoter put their hands up? He was like, we got one.
Because I thought after them two knockdowns, I don't think the first knockdown was an legit knockdown. Salute to you. He said he did it on his video. He said Povetkin was gonna win. Salute to you, bro. Yeah, but I said to my son, I said, Dillian White started very slow, and I totally agree with you there, Black Star Sports. Povetkin after that second knockdown, he started to look like he was lost and he was blowing out of his arse. But man, he fucking come up with that fucking punch. Damn. That was.
Yeah, it was genius. That was genius.
I've never seen Povetkin do that.
He done that to
I
Takam.
did, yeah.
He did it to
Who
Takam.
against?
And Duapa,
No.
but Duapa Larry
No,
came
he
up
didn't.
with
Not
couch.
against Takam. It wasn't an uppercut. It was a hook. What got Takam? Sure of it. 90% sure it was a hook.
Oh, you're talking. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on about the uppercut. The way how he ducked down, and because normally Povetkin is famous for his
He explodes with the left hook.
Yeah, exactly. They throw the jab. He slips down underneath the jab and comes over the jab with a left hook. That's what he's famous for. But he did the opposite. He slipped down and came up with an uppercut. And fucking hell, God knows what he'd have done if he'd actually hit him flush on the chin or the temple with a hook. The man knocked him out with an uppercut, which I know an uppercut you can get knocked out, obviously, because it sends a shockwave down to your feet. But the temple shot or the jaw shot is more devastating, isn't it? So think what he would have done if he would, to my eyes anyway, if they landed with the shot on the temple. Dillian White.
Why did he take this fight? I don't understand why he took this fight, Dillian White. He was so close of getting a title shot. He was so cocky and basically like he took a massive risk. You don't do that when you're so close. You know, when you've been shot in 600 days. You know what I mean? And then you take this kind of shot like he thought like, you know, Povetkin is finished. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna knock him out. Look what happened to the guy.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked, man. I'm shocked.
I still think Povetkin is finished. And honestly,
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah, I do.
Like, I mean, everything's 2020 in hindsight. You're gonna look back, oh man, I got knocked out by this guy. But really, I mean, he should have fought Michael Hunter, I think, if it was out of those two guys. But it just backfired on him. I mean, him waiting for a shot, I don't believe in that. He had ample opportunity to get a shot if he wants to. I don't think he really wants a shot. He just wants the money, just like everybody else.
Do you know the mistake he made in this fight? Yeah, it's like, you know, when he put him down, yeah, the first time he had like lots of time to finish the guy off because Povetkin, you know, he looked a bit dazed. He should have just finished him because when AJ put Povetkin down, he went at him. You know what I mean?
There you go.
But the way he put him down the first time was more of like a flash. He kind of got lost in a left hook, and he kind of went down. The moment he got back up, he was fine. When AJ hit him with a right hand, he just started, you know, the cha-cha slide again. He started dancing. And then he was gone. He was fully gone.
You know what though? AJ's win against
you, bro.
Huh?
AJ's win against. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
AJ's win against Povetkin now looks so special now. It looks so special. You have to admit it. Come on.
AJ's performance was a good performance. People thought he did bad
like
because he got buckled. But I thought he did really well. Him doing it to Povetkin, no. Because Michael Hunter should have got him out of there, right?
Yeah.
Right. I think AJ had a good performance versus Povetkin. A lot of people didn't give him credit for that because they say he got stunned by left hook or whatever. No, I thought AJ had a really good performance. But is it a special performance versus an amazing fighter? No, we've already established that this heavyweight division is ass. And that most of these guys, like people who do have skill, are like 45 years old, like Ortiz, or who are past it, like Povetkin. And Dillian White is up in here, and he's like, what, 31, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's only had 7 amateur fights. Dominic Brazil is part of an all-American heavyweight camp. Him and Charles Martin from 10 years ago, failed football players. Gerald Washington scared from his life. I mean, this is our heavyweight division. So make what you want of it.
I mean, I'll put it to y'all like this. I don't think Povetkin is done. And I think Povetkin got that. Well, it's evident. Povetkin went in there and he did what his game plan was. You know what I'm saying? Povetkin even said he practiced.
Yeah, I agree that
he practiced that uppercut and practiced a lot because he noticed that this dude throws a lazy jab and he throws lazy punches. So that's what he executed. And I think that when fighters can prove that what they do in practice, what they do in the gym, and in the actual ring, live live and in color, I think that when they can translate that and get wins in the ring, I don't think they're done. I mean, you could say like he's not as fast as he used to be, or insinuate that his chin is not what it is, what it used to be, like the commentators were on TV, stuff like that. But guess what? At the end of the day, it's always going to be about who can exploit who the best, and who comes out with the win. I don't think he's done. Now, if he fight, one of the Deadly Triangle, that's another question. But you know what? He might. Let's not get it fucked up. If this dude gets a heavyweight shot, we might see a whole total different Povetkin. Just like some people think that we could see a whole different JoJo.
Good point. The thing is, though, Mike, I think what me personally, what stunned me, up to the OGs here. Salute, Stormy. I think what's personally stunned me, Mike, is salute to you, Stormy, is now I can sort of like see the window of why he ducked Ortiz. But why would you want to fight Wilder? If Povetkin can flatline you, I mean, don't get me wrong. Me personally, on my honest opinion, now, being truthfully to everyone in the chat and who's on the panel, I think it was a lucky punch. But don't get me wrong, I think it was a great punch. But what's going round in my head at the moment is I'm thinking, why would you want to fight Wilder? What would have happened if you'd have fought Wilder?
I'll tell you why he wants to fight Wilder.
He probably would have been in intensive care.
I'll tell you what, yeah. I'll tell you why. There's like obviously loads of reasons why he wants to fight Wilder. Obviously the money and obviously the title. These guys are fighters at the end of the day. They fight. And it is what it is. I mean, Wilder's a big name. Dillian Whyte would have got paid a lot of money. So that's one of the reasons why he wanted to fight him. Yeah, and probably, he would have went to hospital after seeing that performance tonight.
Yeah, but Pat,
I still want to see Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder fight. I still want to see that fight. I'll pay to see it.
Oh, you know what shocked me is, I don't know, Wilder seems to be that fighter from a long range distance. He cocks that hammer back, and once he's gone, bang. Povetkin hitting close up with a sort of like a short uppercut.
Mm-hmm.
I looked it down below, because they were very close together. He sort of like dipped down and, oh no, man, I'm going to let you brothers talk. I'm just going to go for a quick cigarette.
Yeah, I don't think you said that these guys are fighters. I think the guys now of today are more businessmen. They get the money first and the contracts and make sure everything is right first, and then they worry about losing weight and doing the fighting second. So
exactly.
They're opportunists, they're not real, they're business people. So for them to fight, they don't really care about titles. I don't think Dillian Whyte cares about getting a WBC title or any title. He's laughing to the bank.
I wouldn't. I'm not going to touch on that because I'm not those guys or whatever. But I don't know what goes through their head on whether they want to fight for a title. But I would say this, that I don't. These fighters today, a lot of these guys, we can't say a lot of these guys are businessmen.
You can't. You won't say it. I will say it.
Hold on.
That's my opinion.
No. Stop. Because I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about you. So
you just said you can't. You just said you can't.
No, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me.
Okay, now you're talking about you.
Sit back and be booed. All right? I'm talking about me. So I can't say that a lot of these guys are businessmen because I don't see business acumen in them. When you're going around here looking like Gary Russell, looking like all these other guys around here don't know how to track these guys into making them fight you, but running around behind and fucking promoters dangling off of they fucking nut sacks, and then come to find out you get hoodwinked, and then after you get hoodwinked, you want to change your promoters. But about time then, you done gave up all your good years in boxing. Now you You could be possibly sitting up over there looking like a motherfucking Keith Thurman, asking for fucking 10 mil. Never had 10 mil and his goddamn dick beaters before. That's what I'm talking about. You can't be a businessman, in my opinion, if your game ain't tight. You're just a wannabe. Or you're just somebody that's going around here just playing follow the leader because you got a pimp that's telling you that you're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about my opinion. I ain't talking about you, Tyrone. That's just, I can't follow businessmen or women.
Well, I'm going to talk about my opinion, right? I said that they're businessmen. You don't believe they're businessmen? That's your right. That's fine.
And
I just think they're
right.
not business. I just think they act like they're trying to be businessmen, or they're businessmen. They worry about the contracts or get other people to worry about the contracts for them. They get the money down, and then they worry about the fight second. That's what I said. And there's no problem with it.
Yeah, I believe
Go
that
ahead,
does
Black
happen
Star.
a lot of times. I believe that does happen a lot of times. So I tend to agree with you there. A lot of cases of the fighters are doing it that way, it seems, you know. But I personally myself, I know Mike said something about Keith Thurman and the 10 million, man. But personally myself, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it's just negotiations. Throw a number out there. I mean, he hasn't received a formal offer or anything like that. And you did pay Amir Khan 7 mil, and Amir Khan really hasn't accomplished what Keith Thurman accomplished at that weight class. So why not? Let's just get some numbers out there. Because if you're waiting on Bud Crawford, you ain't gonna get nothing because he ain't moving. I don't think he wants to fight.
I had the luxury of doing a few contracts and bidding on stuff. And I'm gonna tell you one thing: you do have to have a realistic approach to things when you're bidding. And yes, you are right that after he said 10 million, there could always be a rebuttal. But what I'm saying is that even Keith Thurman came out of his own mouth in one of his recent interviews, I believe, about him saying that, you know, the fans have forgotten about him. He ain't fought in a long time, which makes sense. I understand why fans are no longer Keith Thurman fans, because if I'm not giving them a product and blah blah woo woo woo, then how can I be upset? Because I'm here to give the consumers a product, and when you're not around to give consumers a product, and then you talk about somebody that was fighting somebody else that happened to get 7 mil, or somebody that fought you that happened to get 7 mil, or something like that. Now you fast forward to COVID, and your last performance, your last product that you gave to the consumers wasn't that great, and he even said that himself. And so then you come over here and you say something that's not even really in the bar talk of what you should be getting, especially right now during COVID. So I understand the aspect of, yeah, he could do that. I said the same thing with Deontay Wilder, is that he can ask for something, but then it's up to the people on the other side to rebuttal that, to give out a rebuttal. But hey, you ask for something and somebody says no, and they have options out there, other viable options out there, and they go somewhere else because they don't think that you're taking it seriously, but the way you offer them, then hey, guess what? That's their prerogative.
Yeah, but see, that's just the problem, my bro. See, he's not going nowhere else. He's not trying to fight nobody else. He ain't doing anything. So he got all the time in the world to negotiate something here. And yeah, you know, I mean, people might think 10 million may be too high or whatever, but if you put that on pay-per-view, I mean, you know, Keith Thurman is going to make that fight sell way more than Bud Crawford is. Bud Crawford can't sell no pay-per-view. So, I mean, to say that 10 million is too much, I mean, I can understand, yeah, we got the pandemic and all that type of thing and everything, but I mean, Keith Thurman still is a popular fighter, and a lot of people will support him in the fact that the reason people fell out was because he kept dodging Errol Spence, man, and you know, but before that started, people was really, you know, backing him. But when he started doing those crazy things, people kind of came off the boat. Then he had the injuries and all that type of stuff. But now he done had surgeries. He had time to replenish himself. Yeah, he fought Pacquiao. You know, he had a rough start, but he kind of redeemed himself towards the end and fell a little bit short. But you know, the next fight, you know, with that situation, and then on top of that, Bud, when he first came, he left 140 to come to 147. The person he said he wanted to fight was Keith Thurman. So now you got Keith Thurman on the horn, ready to take you on, and then all you're doing is looking for ways out of fights. I mean, and it's not just Keith Thurman. It's a lot of people who's been wanting to fight him. He won't fight Kell Brook. I mean, I don't understand it, man. I mean, what is Bud doing? I mean, everybody wants to look and criticize, you know, every other fighter, but Bud is immune of criticism. I don't understand that. The guy is avoiding all type.
I don't know what channels or who you've been listening to, but Bud gets it too up over here. I mean, I said it, everybody else said it. So you know, and people don't want to give him the shit that he deserves for what he's been doing. That's up to them. I mean, but I've been trying to tell folks for a long time. It was very stupid of him to resign with Top Rank, knowing damn well
Exactly.
it takes total. He had total control of his career, and he gave his career to somebody else. See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you can ask Tyrone and everybody in this. I believe everybody in this panel saw one of Terrence Crawford's contracts. Because I you know, I happened to run into one of them.
Yeah, you should.
And it wasn't looking pretty at all. From the level of caliber fighter that he is, his contract wasn't looking pretty at all. And that's all from design. You know, I don't know. It's because of Bob Arum just don't know what he's doing with Terrence Crawford. I don't know if he's trying to do things with Terrence Crawford and somebody else is butting heads with him. I don't know. But I can tell you one thing is that if you stop a Crawford and Pacquiao fight, what makes you think he won't stop a Crawford and Errol Spence or a Crawford and Keith Thurman fight?
Exactly. But you know, bro, I really would like to see Bud fight Keith Thurman, though. I think that would be a very entertaining boxing match. I think it's a match where the sweet science would be on display, something like a Sugar Ray, Tommy Hearns type of thing, where you got nice boxers that like to counterpunch and slip dodge, and you know, you can really see the artistry of the sport on display a little bit better. So that's something I think that boxing should really push for, that because that styles right there is really what turned a lot of people into being boxing fans. Where today the thing is everybody wants to follow the brawler, the guy that just goes out there, tucks his head down and just throws this wing punches. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's okay, and I'm not gonna say I don't like that either, but you know, for the sake of the sport of boxing and everything, I think it would be great to have a fight like that featured, so you know, younger generations can see what the sport is really all about, skillfully anyway.
I mean, I don't know what to expect from Keith Thurman if he was to fight Crawford. I mean, we saw his last fight. I mean, and you know, I think them two brothers gonna have to fight somebody else before they fight each other if we want to see boxing skills being displayed on national TV. Because that dude is Keith Thurman is injury prone. He's stay out of the ring a lot of the times throughout the years and stuff like that. So I know he wrestled. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
Keith Thurman, yeah. Well, you know, he probably does have a little something there, man. But I feel like now he's getting healthier than he has been in the last couple of years. And I myself has criticized him as well, man, because I'm like, what's up with all these injuries, man? Every time something turn around, your thumb hurt, your toe hurt, your elbows hurt. I mean, it's always something with this guy, you know. And I, really was trashing him, but I have to admire the fact that he's calling somebody out now and showing that, you know, he got testicular fortitude for a change, you know, because he been so wimpy the last couple of years running from Errol Spence. And I'm just happy to see the guy show some signs of life, you know.
What's that? What are you talking about? Thurman?
Yeah.
What in 10 million to fight Bud?
Yeah, he want that 10 million, man. And
yeah. I tell you, did a great video on him the other day, Blood Boxing. Blood did a great video on him. How can you ask for $10 million when you rank number 8 by the WBC, by the WBO? There's 7 people in front of you and you want 10 million. He's pricing himself out.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good point, and that is a heck of a fact, man. And Blood did bring that out, man. Blood does great work, man. I love that dude's channel. But the only question I have is, how can you only lose one fight and drop all the way to number 8, but Sean Porter loses a fight and he's still number 1? What's going on with these guys?
Probably because staying active, and I hope I hope Keith Thurman wasn't asking Sean Porter for that $10 million, and not only that, you know, the guy. When was the last time he did a pay-per-view and made over $10 million? You know, matter of fact, made over 7. So, you know, and then through these times, a lot of people are starting to forget who the hell this Al B. Short looking motherfucker is. So, you know, King Ponytail. People forget King Ponytail. And so,
hey, but what's going on with Jeff Horn, man? I understand he's going to fight, and they're going to have like 16,000. They expect 16,000 people to come and check, you know, and be at the fight. So
Yeah,
if they're doing that better, man, we might have to move all the fights there.
Yeah, Costa Zoo's son, I think Wednesday.
Let's bring in Stormy and watch it, because I don't think they've said out, have they? Stormy, watch it.
You go first, Stormy.
I'm here.
I just heard watch it a second ago.
Mute button again. Damn.
Come on, Stormy. Let's see what you got to say.
Well, what are we talking about at the moment? I hear guys have went through several subjects.
I don't know. Talk about the main headline if you want.
What was that?
About the knockout.
Oh, it was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful thing. And it reminded me of some things that Mike Tyson used to do in his youth. Povetkin baited White into a situation where he was vulnerable, and he exploded when the opening was there. Best 45-degree hook uppercut that I've seen since Razor Ruddock knocked out Michael Dokes. It was explosive. Hey, can somebody mute their mic or something? It's a reverb or whatever.
I think Black Stars.
Somebody need to mute the mic, man.
It's Black Star.
Yo, Black Star.
You gotta mute.
Hey. I think it's my mic. Okay, hold on a second.
No, you just gotta mute, that's all. So Stormy can not get interference.
No, I was just saying that the shot reminded me of things that Mike Tyson used to do. You know, Mike Tyson had this great upper body movement in his youth, and he would also give these angles, and he would bait a guy into throwing a shot so he can throw a different shot. I remember him doing it to Jose Ribalta and Tyrell Biggs. You know, it's like something that is taught in the gym. And Povetkin, when he was younger, he was trying to do some stuff like Mike Tyson, but of course he didn't have the athleticism. But against a guy like Dillian White, who is very robotic and everything, and I've told people time and time and again, it's like, just because he was a kickboxer and all of that, that don't mean nothing, man. You have to have, you know, boxing experience, you know, from a long time of, you know, when you get a guy that knows how to do certain things, he can exploit you. This is one of the things they don't like about Deontay Wilder, because, you know, Wilder's been wildly successful in his career, but he didn't have a real strong amateur background. So people kind of don't like him because he does things and gets results, but he hasn't put the time and work in that a lot of other people have. He just has, you know, this power that he's able to get home, and they're kind of jealous of that. But it's more unorthodox with Wilder than it just being him lacking something. Well, with White, you could see he's very robotic. We've talked about that, you know, through time. And he got hit by a guy who's a heavyweight, who can hit, who's offensive. And now you do see why he didn't want to fight certain other fighters, as someone said a little earlier here, you know, Ortiz, Brazil, guys who would be able to get to him. And he has really gone about as far as he can go. But rematch clause or not, the same thing can happen in a rematch. and if not in the rematch, another fighter. As soon as he gets on the level with someone who is very competent, that's what will happen to him. You get exploited.
Can I speak?
Go ahead, I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, good breakdown. Well, you all know how I feel about this.
Come on, let's hear it, watch it. Let's hear it.
So, because I got up early for it and I watched all the other cards, it was a good event. I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed Chris Kongo, even though I think there needs to be a lot of improvements made with him. I enjoyed the Katie Taylor fight.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
So I'll try and make this as short as possible. But when this fight happened, I thought, right, White's going to win it because he's younger. And as time went on, I realized that this was a bad fight for White because I looked further into Povetkin and I did more digging and more videos. And the style matchup is bad because you're up against someone that's just a little bit shorter, but not like Oscar Rivas, who's like barely 6 feet tall. You know, not like Chisora, who's had issues with weight. You got this disciplined guy that's been in the sport for a long time that just is very crafty and knows what he's doing. I told everyone Povetkin would win. I said the left hooks, the short shots on the inside. I said the uppercuts. I said that little feint he does, right? So the fight starts, and you know what? At the start, he looked actually like he'd made some improvements just in terms of his feet. And I think that's a testament to the weight, right? He did lose a bit of weight, but he looked nothing right then like how he did at the weigh-in. Like, I didn't see him look in shape. Like, he looked like he was like the Oscar Rivas fight or something. Like, he didn't look the same as he was in the weigh-in. But I had Povetkin winning the first round because I feel like he worked the body well and he was a bit more aggressive, just a bit cleaner. And then White won those other rounds. And the mistake Povetkin made was he came in a straight line. And that's where Dylan was able to – you need to take a slight angle when you go in like that on White. You can't just – like, that's how Parker got caught. He came in a straight line with his right hand down and he got chinned, right? Yeah. So Povetkin got up and I thought, oh, shit. Like, maybe, you know, I was wrong. You know, maybe, you know, because I saw in the third round, I was saying to myself that the age is showing. Like, it really is showing. And then he knocked him down again with the uppercut and it was a harder knockdown and I thought, oh, shit, I thought, no way, right? And I thought, right, it's either going to be a stoppage down the line or, you know, a knockout of some sort, right? And then out of nowhere, he just completely sends White to the moon. I mean, that punch, I didn't see it coming. It happened like that. I thought it was a hook at first. I thought it was a left hook. I sprung out of my seat and I was like, holy shit, like, was screaming, and the ref didn't count. I'm like, because it happened it happened so quickly, and the ref I thought, oh, did the ref count like to 1 or 2? No, he was out. So, like Stormy was saying, and I'm sure other people mentioned this before, this is what happens when you choose certain fighters to fight. There's a reason why he didn't fight Ortiz.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
Because something like this would have happened, and it probably wouldn't have included Ortiz being knocked down because Ortiz just doesn't enter in like that. You know, he's got a whole different style to Povetkin. There's a reason Brazil's a guy that only knows one way. Come forward, and he's taller, and he's very heavy-handed. Guys like Chisora, who have weight issues, who have discipline issues, who are there as punching bags. Guys like Oscar Rivas, who, you know, just stand there with the high guard and just accept it. Guys like Parker, you know, who's not really a dog. Guys like Brown, who are much older and overweight. Those guys aren't exactly world beaters. They're not the cream of the crop. They're not even really, for me, not all of them are a top 10, maybe a couple. But this is what happens when you come across a guy that can exploit your weaknesses. Dillian Whyte has not fixed the mistakes he's made since 2015. That uppercut reminded me of when Mike Tyson used to obliterate people, just snap their necks back and absolutely sleep them before they hit the floor.
Anthony Joshua. Douglas, what Tyson Douglas down with. Short, short in close uppercut.
Well, I don't know if you guys noticed in the fight. I think one thing that made Alexander Povetkin look old was all them damn body shots he was taking. I remember in the fight that when I was watching it, I saw that Povetkin and the Bati Snatcher was having a war on who could hit who the body.
To the body, yeah.
Yeah, they were going back and forth with that shit. And maybe how that's how that uppercut ended up landing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to the body all night long. I thought it was very dumb of Alexander Povetkin to try to sit there and throw a couple of Furies back and forth with Dillian White that early, especially when he wasn't ready to engage like that at that point. Like as far as like his feet, how they was planted and stuff like that. And that's why he ended up getting knocked down the second time. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, in the rematch that both fighters they fixed their thing. I think Dillian White's jab looked okay. I think that most of the time that saved his ass from getting hit upside the head was he kept his hands up when he knew that Alexander Povetkin was about to go upstairs. That saved him a lot because he's a shorter fighter. It's hard for him to hit the guy in the ear or behind the head if he put his hands up and stuff like that, like a lot of fighters like to do. So I don't think it was lucky. Like I said, Alexander Povetkin said he was training on this punch and fight camp because they noticed White has some weaknesses with these uppercuts from the left and the right. He said, I don't see how anybody could say this dude improved. Like, go ahead, Rob.
Can I just bring in a vital point? What I don't know. Maybe you brothers across the pond might not have picked up on this. Some of you may very well have done. Stormy might have picked up on this. But at the beginning of the week, I watched an interview on, I can't remember what channel it was on, but I watched an interview that Dillian White brought in Dave Caldwell. Now, just quickly,
I got that too.
Yeah. Now, just quickly, Mark Tibbs is over here. Is not really a recognised, and anyone who knows anything about boxing over here knows that Mark Tibbs is a great trainer, but he's not got the recognition over here what he deserves. Now, Dillian White had a bust up with Mark Tibbs, and they ended up going their own separate ways not long, about 3-4 weeks ago before this fight. And then when I heard that he brought in Dave Caldwell, I fucking laughed my head off because I thought to myself, okay, Dave Caldwell wasn't your main trainer, but he was an advisor. And anyone who knows Dave Caldwell knows that, okay, yeah, he's had a couple of world champion fighters, but he's a very limited trainer. This is the guy who put Tony Bellew in with Usyk. And when Tony Bellew was getting fucking pistol whipped after 4 or 5 rounds against Usyk, he had no plan B. Dave Caldwell is an okay trainer who's got a plan, but he's never, ever got a plan B or a plan C. He's not that type of trainer. And I sort of believe that if he'd have had Mark Tibbs in, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to explain because, like we all said before, I thought Dillian White was winning this fight very comfortably. I thought I think he started very slow, but I think he was winning.
He swept the rest of the rounds.
Yeah, he was winning the fight comfortably.
Yeah, up until there.
But I know this is just a little thing, what I'm trying to say. He should never have had Dave Caldwell in his corner in the first place. I know he got knocked out, and that's got nothing to do with the result of the fight. But I just wanted to point out, just having him in your corner anyway, he could have given him the advice of starting slow, because I believe I've never seen Dillian Whyte start that slow in a fight. He was dead lethargic. I know he's a slow. Yeah, go on, Black. Or whoever said that.
In the Rivas fight, he started slow and then he landed the right hand. But I mean,
he got him going.
What's his business of bringing in other trainers in at the last minute? Like Dave caters to a style where you box on the outside. That's the only style of boxer he can really work with. Dillian is not that. He is a brawler. He's a flat-footed guy with some pretty bad footwork, and he's very heavy-handed. And he kept every punch he threw from the start. You guys said he was winning. I had Povetkin winning the first round, but it wasn't as like it looked comfortable when he started like knocking him down and hitting him to the body, and Povetkin was fucking like tripping all over the place because he was getting hit to the body, which Michael said. And I thought that was a stupid decision from Povetkin to just try, tick for tack, go to the body. But and Xavier Miller, never heard of Xavier Miller. I said, isn't this guy like a specialist mitt man? He's not really a coach. He's a guy that he's on pads a lot. And, someone said to me, oh, no, he's more than that, Now everyone's got pie in their face, tweeting, oh, I don't know what to say. Fuck me, you don't want to say.
I mean, let me say something else.
Look at this comment and tell me what you think. I think that's great. I think that's a great comment.
No.
I think, where does he go from here?
Let me say this first. He has a rematch. But as far as with his trainer and stuff like that, it's a two-way street. We don't know why he left. We don't know if and all that stuff. So I'm not going to insinuate that it was a dumb move on White or whatever the case may be, because I don't know what happened. Unless one of you guys know what happened, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But I'm gonna tell you this one thing, and I don't think when you look at Dillian Whyte over the years, when you look at a fighter that takes a major loss and then comes back and then takes a tough fight, Alexander Povetkin guy. I know everybody want to say, well, he could have fought this guy and that guy and this guy, but nobody, there was no money in those fights. But there was money in this one, i.e., who's Alexander Povetkin's promoter. But when you fast forward into now and you still see the same thing, whether or not who was his trainer and stuff like that. We heard what his trainer had to say up over there in the corner and stuff like that, because now ain't no crowd and stuff like that, so you can hear everything. But he hasn't shown any improvements.
I agree.
So
I agree.
It could be possible that this guy he don't know nothing else.
Yeah.
He's unteachable. It could be possible he's unteachable.
The only was a cherry pick.
The only it wasn't a cherry pick. The only way you could keep looking like this, and like some people would say robotic, is because you don't get it. You don't get it. Why are you throwing the punches or how to throw the punches? White doesn't get it. That's the reason why you look robotic. Yeah. Or you too worried about choreographing shit instead of just going with the flow. You can't do it. You can't see nothing and then throw it. It could be he's hesitant. I don't know.
Do you think? I don't know if anyone. Do you think the weight had something to do with it?
No.
He weighed the same in the Oscar Rivas fight.
He weighed the same, about 4 pounds
No,
less.
52.
Oh wow, he's got bad feedback.
Loz, your audio is a bit messed up, my friend.
Not mine, is it?
I think it's when somebody else speaks while you're speaking, then your volume will mess up.
Yeah.
It must be Tyrone.
Is it mine?
No, it's gone now. Do you think with him losing that 20 odd pounds, you think that might have drained him as well?
No. These guys should be in, He had to lose it, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
he-
I know he had to lose it, but what I'm saying is, when you lose weight, because I've done weightlifting all my life, putting
Mhm.
weight on, losing weight, and when you lose weight, sometimes you can be drained. It can drain you, because I've noticed over the years when like say for instance in winter I bulk up or put weight on, and in summer when I trim down, I always feel like tired and stuff like that. Losing weight can actually drain you. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I'm just saying, do you think
No,
that
you're just bringing up a valid point.
this is what I'm trying to say, because the way how I see that he started the fight, he was very lethargic. He was like just flicking the jab, And I said to my son, I said to Alf, I think what his plan is, he's just going to try and get Povetkin, because we all know Povetkin's dangerous for them first 3 or 4 rounds. And then after 4 rounds, Povetkin's blowing out of his arse. And then when I saw him knocking, well, not the first knockdown wasn't official, but the second one was, I looked at Povetkin and I thought, like Black Star said before, Povetkin was virtually done for. And
I
I
said
thought,
the same thing.
yeah. And I thought to myself, is he starting slow on purpose to just flick the jab, take him into the middle rounds, and then he'll just unleash on him? I don't know,
No,
man.
man.
I
You
don't
gotta
know.
get him out. You gotta get him out of there. He had him hurt. He had him down,
Excuse
and
me.
he couldn't get it done. The old man came back and he sunned him.
Yeah.
But the
He
problem
he
is,
beat the war of attrition.
but that's the problem is, he already been stunned in the earlier rounds. White, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys caught that uppercut. He got stunned in the earlier round. I want to
Yeah.
say like maybe
I
the
thought it was
second,
with the right hand.
but
I may have
but
saw something else.
but if you start thinking about it though, the dude is dangerous. You can't just some of these fighters you can't just come up in there like Deontay Wilder or stuff like that and just try to get somebody out. I mean, a lot of times, yeah, from us on the outside looking in, it sounds easier said than done. But you can't just toy around with it. You can't just think that it's just gonna be like you just get this guy up out of here. He's probably like, damn, this motherfucker, this dude can hit. It's not like he's fighting a heavyweight fighter that doesn't have elite punching power. This guy can fucking hit.
Yeah, Povetkin is a dangerous fighter. Yeah, you're right, Mike.
You know, so and like I said, like I don't think Alexander Povetkin was ever like how would you say? Like I know people keep saying this, but Alexander Povetkin was taking some hellacious body shots. Hellacious. You know what I'm saying? Some good ass body shots. You know what I'm saying? And that'll make anybody slow down. You know, and you got to think about that. But you know that uppercut, you know that happened that knocked him out. Yeah, he could have been tired, but I was listening to that corner. They both was huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? Like when he put down Povetkin like the first time, yeah, like, and then the second time, his like I don't know why his trainers didn't tell him like, oh, once you get him, like you have to go for the finish. Like didn't White, like he was still boxing with this guy. Like you don't box with Povetkin, you have to go for him. Don't fight him on the inside. Do you know what I mean? Like he's a lot smaller. He can get him with the uppercut, and that's what happened because he thought like he's gonna box with him. That's not gonna happen.
Well,
I just felt some weird feeling tonight, man. I knew something was gonna happen tonight, but I didn't know he was gonna get knocked out cold like that, man.
Well, you had to take into account that White was boxing Povetkin arguably pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not it was his jabs, whether or not it was the ability of him to not get hit too often, or the body going to the body. The problem is that Alexander Povetkin finally got his ass into the inside. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got close.
Dillian White being the taller and bigger fighter and with a very long reach, because when Dillian White walks, he drags his knuckles on the ground. So when you put all that stuff together, this guy is boxing this guy arguably pretty good. He could get him into later rounds. He's almost about ready to go, and you let this guy getting the inside. You let this guy get in the inside when you couldn't by the ropes, where you ain't got nowhere to run. When you ain't got nowhere to run, when you should have kept this guy at bay with your jab until, like, we all know, Alexander Povetkin can't get out of the 8th round.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it seemed like the game plan was. But guess what? Like I said earlier, I don't think this guy can be taught to really execute shit against elite fighters.
No, he can't. He can't be. Deontay would have killed this dude. I'm telling you.
I said the same thing. You'd have put him in an intensive care. If that right-handed had connected off Wilder, he'd have been fucking out the ring.
No, yeah. Let me tell you something, Lars. The correct term is hospice.
Hospice.
Yeah, well, same thing.
Can I ask you guys a question? Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think like Dillian White? Do you guys think like Dillian White is in decline because his last fight against Marius Wack, he was quite poor. He was quite poor, and the other fight against Rivas, he was quite poor. And before the Joseph Parker fight, he was poor at the last round. So I think, I don't know, like, to me, he looks like he's in decline, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's gone wrong for Dillian White, Pat, what I think's gone wrong for him.
He can't take a shot like he used to.
No, I don't even think he's that, Tyrone. I think if you look back before the Oscar Rivas fight, Dillian White was a very active fighter. He was fighting, 2-3 times a year?
Yeah.
Maybe 4 times a year. It seems to me, AJ was the same. When AJ was very busy, he was okay. As soon as these heavyweights go from fighting 3-4 times a year and they slip into that 2 fight a year, 1 fight a year barrier, then they become vulnerable in my eyes because it seems that they seem to go ring rusty. Now, Dillian White, after the Oscar Rivas fight, obviously they had the controversy over the gloves and the pads and all that shit. So he didn't fight for years, for months anyway. And then when he did fight, he fought Marius Wack. Oh, nice one, Al. Thanks, pal. Thank you. He fought Marius Wack, he was way overweight. And then obviously the coronas came in, so that's played a part. He's been, so inactive. And I think that's what's fucked him up. That's just my personal view.
I mean, but then you have to say it's like they both were like inactive and had similar feats, but Alexander didn't have a recent PED run in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna put it to you like this. But a lot of those guys that fight 2-3 times a year and stuff like that, they fighting nobody. I mean, 3-4 times a year. They're not fighting people that's on their level. You know what I'm saying? They're getting in and they're getting out.
This is
Can I offer something here?
Can
I offer something here? That question that was passed about, do you think he's in the decline? The man is 32 years old. That's not old. Okay, it's not old in the heavyweight division of nowadays. His record is 27-2 now. It's like the guy. Let me tell you something. This man, what you saw today was a result of when somebody can fucking hit you back and hurt you. Okay? And a guy who's been fighting guys who can't really hurt him and put him away, or he's been fighting moderate competition, staying away from the most dangerous of opponents. This is what transpires when you get in there with somebody who can freaking fight you back. Regardless of whether Povetkin is 41 years old or not, Luis Ortiz is 41 years old as well, right? And they both can do the same damn thing to you. You saw Luis Ortiz in his first fight against Wilder, tag Wilder. Wilder had the sensibility to, rush in on him and tie him up and smother the punches and shots so he couldn't follow up. But he would have went down too. He would have went out too if he wasn't able to stop that onslaught. Dillian White took a clean shot to the chin from this man who's a hellacious puncher when he can get his shots off. And that's exactly what happened. It happens in the sport of boxing. Just because somebody get their ass whooped don't mean they done or over. It's like it happens. I keep saying it. I've said it for, I don't know, since I've been having a channel, right? I said, when somebody hits your ass back, that's when we find out who you are, what you have, what comes next. These men who have been fighting patsies, guys that are setups, easier fights for them to win. Remember, Dillian been skating by for a minute. He already had lost to Joshua. His fight with Parker, there was something happening there. His fight with Rivas, something happening there. His fight with Chisora, something was happening there. It's just that he had this man who could finish you with a shot, a single shot. None of those guys that I mentioned outside of AJ could finish you with a single shot. But he still had difficulties in those fights. And there were some instances when he went down and everything, right? But when you got a finisher in there, a guy who can get you with one shot, that's all it takes is one. Okay. You got to be ready for that for every second, every round. Okay. But when you're in there and you're fighting guys who don't have much power on their shots, or guys who are durable, but they don't pose a threat to you boxing wise, which is what he's been dining on also. Hey, no, he's not on the decline. He just got his ass whooped. And we've just been waiting to see it because he's been avoiding the competition that could do it to him. So, listen, he maybe he'll go back to the gym and learn something after this. Maybe he'll close his mouth. You know what I mean? But the whole point of it is this is what could happen especially in the heavyweight division.
Yeah,
this can happen, and I've been saying it over and over again.
Making
you know, these guys fight somebody. You want to spend time blowing up 40, 50 pounds and stuff between fights and all of that? Man, there's always a guy in the gym somewhere hitting on a bag, waiting for their turn in line. And they don't have to be young. Okay. Povetkin, they said it during this fight. They said he's the best heavyweight to come out of the Olympics and everything to never win the title or anything. He's been on the cusp. He's been a fringe contender, but he has never had a chance to win the title. Now, this fight tonight puts him that much closer, and he's at the end of his career. It's something to be said, man. Pay attention to what's happening in this sport.
The thing is, though,
I hope he's all right, though, man.
One hitter quitters.
No, man, I hope he's all right because that was a brutal knockout.
He'll come back. It's not done, right? Dylan he'll rebuild. He'll get his chance when his balls drop and he wants to fight an eliminator or against a certain guy or actually just take the title. But like I said, man, like Stormy said, you got to take the chances when they're in front of you. Like Luis Ortiz, you should have taken that, or maybe a bit of an easier one, but still, probably a hard fight. Or you should have taken the Joshua fight. Now,
I was just about to say he should have fought Joshua.
He has no chance.
I'll let you speak in a sec, P boxing. I'll let you in a sec, Pep. But like I said, right, it's the constant complaining about this 1,000 days bullshit when so many opportunities have been given to you. And when you have yet another opportunity to fight, you get sparked out because you're trying with every punch to kill this guy in front of you. Your corner is saying to you, don't rush it, lay off the punches a bit, take some venom out. And, you throw a lazy right hand and you get caught. He's not done. He's not shit. He's still a good fighter, but he's just not really willing to fight the best of the best. Go ahead.
I remember when his corner said, don't rush it. And that was when Dillian White missed that fucking body shot and did a damn near Tasmanian Devil's fucking spin. And his corner basically was telling him, like, keep your fucking balance and take your time because he was rushing. He started to rush the body shot. And he was becoming off balance. So they were just basically trying to tell him, keep your balance and start rushing your shots. But that's what Sterling B-Man said earlier. Is like he said the dude is robotic, and you're trying to tell somebody take your time, keep your balance. You're reminding them the little things that they should already know in the ring. Again, the dude is in the ring with a killer. See, and you're throwing the same damn body shot over and over again, acting like you can't get hit. See what I'm saying? And then you're out. Then you're becoming off balance. Then you're lunging for body shots, and then you're doing Tasmanian devil spins. I don't know if y'all remember the cartoon.
That's what you've just did. Do you know what, Mike? You've just hit the nail on the head right there. What you've just said, that is Dillian's problem, man. When he throws a punch, he doesn't know how to stop it after. His whole body follows him after, and he does the Tasmanian spin after. You just nailed it there, what you just said there, Mike.
Like if I was a trainer, that's what I would have been looking for. Him to get off balance.
He puts too much weight into it.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell him. I would, especially, and I was surprised that Alex Povetkin wasn't giving out more head movement than you know what I'm saying. And this type of caliber of fight. See what I'm saying? I'm surprised that he was getting hit with a lot of jabs, a lot of body shots. But I think that he figured that he'd take a few to give that one hitter quitter.
Yeah.
You were going to say something, Pep?
Yeah, go on, Pep.
Yeah,
I'm going to knock it up in 10 minutes.
Can you hear me? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, Povetkin. Like he might be 40 years old, but he doesn't look like 40 years old, and he can punch. The thing is, I don't know, man. Dillian Whyte, he took a risk taking this fight, and you know what? This is his own fault. He'll come back, and I think he actually will win the rematch. I think he overlooked Povetkin. He thought it was going to be easy. The way he was fighting, you could see, he wanted to get him out of there quite quick. He rushed. He didn't listen to his trainer, and it was his own fault. But he probably will win the rematch. I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to go? Is he going to box with him, or is he going to try to do the same thing again? But it's probably going to outbox him. But this is obviously a sad day for Dillian Whyte. No more 600 days. And I think Eddie Hearn is secretly happy about this because he wanted to make the Fury and AJ fight, or Wilder or AJ, whoever wins that fight. Do you know what I mean? So
that's a very good
he
point
knew.
what you said, though, Pat. That's a very good point.
Eddie's face was not even disappointed. Like you could see when I was watching his post-fight interview, like Eddie Hearn, the way he was talking, he was so happy. Like you know what I mean? It's his own fault, Dillian Whyte, man. He been listening to Eddie Hearn.
He didn't look like Pep. You're right.
Pep, he was disappointed, but it was like as if, say, I lost my car keys, but I've got a backup set of keys at home, so I'm not too bothered, if you know what I mean.
Well, he got a backup set of keys, all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like he lost his car keys, but he's got a backup set of keys at home, which is AJ.
Hey, Pep, can I say something, or was you still talking?
No, I was done, innit? I was done.
Okay, now I was making sure because I'll be running my mouth. I mean, sometimes we gotta see it from maybe this could be it, maybe it can't be it. Well, this maybe it could be false, but if somebody wants to say that Dillian Whyte wasn't dunking Brazil or which that's we know he was because he could have been had the mandatory shot off of him in 2018. Or Louis King Kong Ortiz, or the other elite fighters around the scene. Especially right now, nobody else. He was not going to get that amount of money fighting nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame him for taking on the Alexander Povetkin fight because that would have been a huge win for him, and that would have been a big confidence booster as well. If he was to get up in here and beat an elite fighter and stuff like that. And get this dude up out of there so he could show to the world that he actually belongs in the status that he says that he should be. Even though that, us around here know that he ducked a lot of heavyweight fighters. But I just wanted to put that out there because I think that's what they were thinking. Because even before the fight and leading up to the fight, it's always been Dillian White fighting Anthony Joshua, or the winner of Wilder and Fury. All these little weird shit that is not really going to happen. It's just a fairy tale shit. And I think that's what they were trying to do. I think they were trying to lead up to that fight and make it bigger than what it is by getting a big win. So I think Alexander Povetkin, just like Luis Kikal Ortiz, and maybe Dominic Brazil too. But those are far better opponents than Oscar Rivas or a Wacky. I mean, that's all I had to say.
I mean, I agree. I agree with Povetkin and Ortiz, but I just don't know about Brazil. Like, honestly, man, I'd put my brother in with Brazil. I really just think he is absolute shit. Like him and Gerald Washington, that'd be a toss-up fight for me.
Oh man, you and your Gerald Washington.
I mean, but
Brazil is garbage.
But Tyrone, he got valid points with Gerald Washington, though. And Gerald Washington, I think everything that went bad in his career, he did it to him damn self. So
yes, I agree.
Because he's a football player.
I agree.
Do you know what though? Do you know what though? Like all the three guys now got knocked out. Wilder got knocked out. AJ got knocked out. Got knocked out 2 times.
Fury got knocked out.
Fury got knocked out, but the thing is, though, they didn't wave the fight off. So you know what? The heavyweight division is on fire. The heavyweight division is on fire. You know, we needed this tonight. You know what I mean? Like I want this to happen more often. You know what I mean? I want to see the big three getting knocked out more often. So that way they can't avoid each other. They can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna beat him anymore." You know what I mean? Now I want to see Fury getting knocked out officially. On a list. Obviously, he's not officially knocked out, but we know he did get knocked out. But this is great, man. It's great times, man. We're witnessing great times.
Yeah. Just to touch up on the Fury thing. Yeah, Fury was knocked out. I think I was telling Mike this, man. You keep hitting that canvas and you hit that canvas and you hit that canvas. You're gonna have a bed there pretty soon. I mean, there's no way. Like, I can't really give it up to you and say, yeah, powers of recovery if you hit the canvas every damn day. Like, he's going to be living there pretty soon. Fury is next.
Well,
listen,
you know what? It's funny about
I'm going to get off in a minute.
Yeah, I'll wrap it up quickly. Like, even the Fury thing is like, Jack should have called that because Fury's running around and he is very fired up at press conferences, and we know like Fury is a very outspoken person, a very out there person. But you have to understand when you take that many shots to the head, it does do psychological damage, and you can see at the press conferences he's very enraged. And Deontay has done some permanent damage to him, but that last knockdown, Jack should have called it
when he went down. I mean, it was like, you guys ever been hunting and you kill a deer and his chest goes up. Fury was just like that. And he looked like a deer, by the way, too. And his eyes were like this. I mean, I would have called it.
Oh, no. Right. I'm going to get up out of here, brothers.
You ain't doing no way.
It's 12:15.
I'm going to have your ass looking like Dillian White. You press that ring button.
Mike, don't make me put this fucking hand down this internet, come out the other end and slap your ass. Now, I'm up out of here, bros, because it's like 12 minutes past 1 in the morning over here. See, you could watch it. He always dips straight away. He doesn't even say bye. Right, salute to the chat and salute to everyone. But first and foremost, man, it was a good fight. I tell you what I did enjoy. The Delphine Pursuit and the Katie Taylor fight. That was a good fight as well. But
who won that one?
Katie Taylor. But I had Katie Taylor winning by 1 round. But I'd had a few drinks, so I have to go back and
the thing is though, before you go, let me say about that fight a little bit. The thing is though, Pursuit, she was throwing a lot of punches, but she was missing. It's hard to score that type of punches.
That's real talk.
Katie Taylor was more effective. She was more skilled fighter. And
Yeah.
even the first fight, I had her winning anyway. A lot of people obviously said, "Oh, you know what, Persoon was winning." But when you look back at it, it was the same fight. And if they do it again, it's going to be the same thing again. It is what it is. Katie Taylor is just a little bit better by 1 point.
It was the slipping. For me, what did it for me with Katie Taylor was the slipping. She kept making Persoon miss a lot of punches. Persoon was throwing too many straight left, rights, and big bombs. But I must admit, I don't know if any of you picked up in that third round, Persoon hit her with a cracking overhead right, and Katie Taylor did a little bit of a Bambi leg, but then Persoon went for the kill and she missed. So I don't know. Right, I'm up out for you, brothers. I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow. But peace to everyone and peace to the chat. And I hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.